Welcome back to another episode of Play by Play, presented by Winner Lose Sports slash the 419 Grind. The Cowboys are mediocre at best this year. And I'm going to break it down. Why are we mediocre at best? But anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It is now the new channel, Mr. 419 Grind, on all social media and on YouTube. So anyway, I'm going to dive into why the Cowboys are not a good team, just mediocre at best. And after 7 weeks of torture of watching and stressing and not understanding why the Cowboys are so bad, I broke it down. I sat down and I put stats together and I looked up stats and went back and forth from offense to defense to players to coaches and tried to figure out why are the Cowboys so stressful to their fans this year. Well, it's stressful to the fans almost every year since 1995. And that's mainly because of Jerry Jones. But this year on Play-by-Play, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to try to make it a play-by-play or game-by-game or breaking down what the ins and outs of why teams are the way they are. Not just football. Basketball season just started, and I'm going to do some basketball. Why the Celtics are 0-2 now. Currently, officially 0-2. Now losing to the Knicks, 95-105. And it is because of Jason Tatum not being there, and it's other reasons too. So I'll go back, and I haven't watched the game, so I'll go back and watch the game, watch the film, and break it down play by play, game by game. So that is what I'm going to do this season, these episodes of 2025/26 season of Play by Play. So let's go into the Cowboys. So Dallas Cowboys are currently 3-1. Of course, the tie with who people kind of crowned the best team in the NFC, Green Bay Packers. Cowboys tied them, and that tells a lot about who the Cowboys are, and it kind of tells a lot about who they are not, because they are a very confusing team. And it's mainly because of defense. Because offensively, when you look at Dak Prescott, who has been playing like an MVP quarterback, and you can't argue with that. He has been playing like an MVP quarterback this year compared to the year that he had in 2023. And it looks similar. He has 1,881 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, not many interceptions. I think maybe 3 this season, if that. I haven't been counting his interceptions because I'm not trying to count negativity. I'm not trying to count his interceptions because I don't want them to increase. Offensively, the Cowboys are looking better than we've looked since 16, I should say, when we had a young Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield and a young Dak Prescott. And Javonte Williams, who is the starting back, has 592 rushing yards. And that's probably more rushing yards than any back has had as a Cowboy since Ezekiel Elliott in 2016. So we're talking about 9 years ago. And now with the addition of George Pickens, who is probably one of the best receivers we've had on the Cowboys rosters in years. Not taking anything away from CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb is great. I love CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens brings a different energy to the field. He's very aggressive, going to get passes. He makes himself open, even if he's not open. The quarterback is going to. I mean, I've watched George Pickens play over the last few years with the Steelers, watching their game. So I've seen how he plays. So bringing that to the Cowboys is something that we absolutely need, especially right now when CeeDee Lamb was hurt and we didn't have anybody else on the field but Pickens. And he was the guy and still is the guy even with CeeDee coming back. I think those two together make a great tandem offensively. And with Jake Ferguson, of course, and Jalen Tolbert, and, of course, Javonte Williams coming out the backfield. So I just think that we are moving in the right direction at offensively for the Cowboys. And I just think consistency plays a big part in the games that we didn't win. For instance, against the Chicago Bears, I don't know. I haven't heard anything great about their defense other than them stopping the Cowboys and only allowing us 14 points. Other than that, I haven't heard anything great about the Chicago Bears defense. And they held the Cowboys to 14 points. That game right there, that's not the identity of the Cowboys team, because the previous week against the Giants, they put up 40 points. And the week after against Green Bay, put up 40 points. So what was it in that game against Chicago where they couldn't put up points? And the week after the Green Bay game against the Jets, they put up 37 points. And then 27 against Carolina, with a game they should have won. And then 44 against the Commanders. So, like I said, a very confusing and inconsistent team. Mediocre at best because of consistency on the offense. And I just think that, when I go back and think about the Chicago game, I'm thinking about, okay, we did not convert a lot on third down. And we ran a lot of we ran the ball, tried to run the ball at least, and didn't convert on plays we should have converted on. A lot of screen passes. I remember one situation, one drive, we ran the ball first, didn't get many yards, maybe 3 yards. We ran a screen pass to Javonte, maybe 1 or 2 yards, or actually negative yards, and then run another screen to Ferguson to the other side. It's like, okay, that's not going to move the ball downfield. And this was not a drive, okay, just to end the half. No, this is a drive that the Cowboys needed to advance and put points on the board. So it's play calling like that. The inconsistent, not getting anywhere play calling like that is what makes them mediocre and what makes them not win games they should win, because the Bears, I don't want to go Dennis Green. They are who we thought they were, because they weren't a team that we thought they could have been. Like they're not nothing special on the defense. Offensively, they could put up points, but defensively, they're not special to me. And the only other game that I think we should have won was against Carolina, and that's another game to where we had those same type of play calling, to where the Mike McCarthy or Jason Garrett, let's be careful play calling so we won't turn over the ball. But no, let's put some effort. Let's take some chances. Sometimes you need to take chances to win games. You need to take chances to win in any situation. And we did not take those chances against Carolina. We played very careful, and that's how we lose games. When you look at the game against the Commanders, it's like, okay, they said, Dak, we're gonna let you loose. We're gonna let you do what you do, Dak, and throw the ball downfield. And that's exactly what he did. You see George Pickens going up for passes that you didn't think he'll be able to catch. You see CeeDee Lamb getting great catches over the middle of the field. And that's the type of offense and play calling that the Cowboys need in order to be successful. So offensively, I really can't fault them offensively in games like that, especially against the Bears. Well, we didn't put up points, but we didn't stop them. Against Green Bay, we didn't stop them. They put up 40, we put up 40. Against Carolina, they put up 30. We didn't stop them. When I mean stop, I mean they need to score under 20-something points. And the only team, 22 looks like our magic number. Of course, the Giants, that was a close game. We don't want those type of games. We want the game against Washington when we were 44-22. The game against the Jets, 37-22. We keep teams under 23 points, and we're winning football games. So that's what we're looking for. And the defense actually looked pretty good this week. I mean, against Washington last week. And they looked like they could stop the run. They were stopping the run. I can go back and look at the stats for that game, but I don't think that Washington had over 150 yards in running. But that's the key to the Cowboys winning football games, is stopping the run and being able to run the football. We know Dak can throw the ball downfield. We know we can score through the passing game. But what happens when they stop the passing game, when they're putting pressure on the quarterback? We want to be able to give the ball to our back, Javonte Williams or whoever, and give Dak some relief. Defensively, we want to be able to put pressure on the quarterback. And so, but we can't put pressure on the quarterback and have them go to the running game and then they run the ball up and down the field and get 250 yards in rushing. That's what we don't want to happen. We also don't want them to put up 300 or 400 yards in total offense or 300 yards in passing, and we can't stop the pass. So, and that's what's happening right now. Before week 7, when we actually play good defense against Washington, that was happening. We had teams put up 400 plus yards against us, and we can't stop the pass or stop the run. So currently, defensively, the Cowboys are ranked 32, last in total yards, 401.6 average for the opponent. Cowboys are currently ranked 30 in points per game, 29.4. The Cowboys are currently ranked last, 32 in passing yards, 260 passing yards a game. And we're ranked number 30 in rushing yards per game, 141. So, like I said, they're not stopping the pass. They're not stopping the run. They're not stopping teams on third down. So we're currently last in third down conversions on defense. So there has to be something different in order for the Cowboys to have a successful year. Now, I'm not one of those Cowboy fans to where I'm looking for them to win a Super Bowl this year. I'm not looking for them to even make a deep playoff run or even make the playoffs. I want them to have a successful year. When I say successful year this year for the Cowboys, I want them to have a winning season, have Dak come out the season healthy, have Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and Javonte come out the season healthy, be able to return for next year, successful on defense, meaning I need Brand and Diggs to come out the season healthy, Wilson to come out the season healthy. I need Odigizua to be healthy this year. Now Kenny Clark. So we want those key Donovan Wilson. I need those key offensive players, defensive players to finish the season healthy, have a winning season, and want to return next season to the Cowboys. And with that happening, what that'll do is in the offseason, they'll have other players who are free agents and looking to go to a team to say, hey, maybe I'll consider the Cowboys. Because I don't think many players are considering the Cowboys. For one, it seems like every time a contract situation comes up, there's always a situation. There's always something preventing somebody from getting signed. So, of course, Dak had his issues with getting signed. Martin, when he was on the team, Zach Martin had his problems with getting signed. CeeDee Lamb's contract. Now this year, Micah Parsons' contract. And the result of that was a bit of confusion, a bit of nastiness, and Micah Parsons getting traded to a team that we played. And I think that's something that should not have happened. Of course, every Cowboys fan wanted Micah Parsons back. But, unfortunately, that didn't happen, and we move on. So what we want is to have a successful year, returning players, and be able to increase our stock in the NFL, player stock. I'm not talking about money. I don't care about how much money the Cowboys make. That's Jerry and his kids' job. What I want is for them to be successful and have better players on the field, players that can tackle, players unlike Sam Williams, who tries to tackle with one arm, as big as he is. We need players who know how to tackle and stop the run, who's able to read a defense and play on offense as a halfback. And Javonte Williams is doing a great job. Dak Prescott is doing a great job this year. And he's, like I said, he's looking similar to the 2023 year where he's an MVP candidate. And hopefully he'll keep that up for the remainder of the season. It's at the halfway point, week number 8 coming up this weekend. And we'll see what happens against Denver, the Broncos. So the Broncos, of course, was the big story of last week when they came back in the fourth quarter against the Giants and won the game on a field goal. So they put up big numbers in the fourth quarter, and that's scary for the Cowboys and the Cowboys fans because we have to. First of all, we have to be able to capitalize and score early against the Broncos. If they can put up numbers like this in the fourth quarter, that means we have to have an early lead. And then when that fourth quarter comes, we have to be able to secure a victory. That means do whatever you can to stop the ball. And they did a great job against Washington last week, and only holding them to 22 points. So hopefully that'll be the job that the Cowboys do on Sunday against the Broncos. We'll see. I do have the Cowboys winning that game. And I'm going to include my weekly picks for this week. I usually have the ticker down there, but this ticker is from, I think, a few weeks back. So I'm gonna not put that ticker on there. I'll take that off. But of course I had the Chargers. I'm not lying. Had the Chargers winning the game against the Vikings. Falcons over the Dolphins. And this is the iffy pick of the week. The Ravens over the Bears, because the Ravens are 1-5, and I think and I believe that Jackson will be back this week, but they're not looking good. And Derrick Henry is not looking like the Derrick, and it's because there's no passing game, so there's no counter for me to run the ball, and they're just stopping the run because there's no passing game. There's no Jackson in the backfield as a quarterback, and is a dual threat to run the ball or throw the ball downfield. So that's how they're stopping the Ravens. And being 1-5 is, whatever, but I think they can overcome that this week and beat the Bears. The 4-2 Bills over the 4-3 Panthers. I got the Bengals. I don't know why I picked the Bengals. Oh, they're playing the Jets, who are 0-7. So the Bengals over the Jets. I got the 49ers 5-2. Lucky. Over the Texans. The 5-2 Patriots over the Browns. The 5-2 Eagles, who every year they do this to the Eagles. They doubt the Eagles. They say, oh, they're not looking good, or the same thing they did last year before they won the Super Bowl. Oh, the Eagles are looking iffy again. There's problems with I say Antonio Brown because, but there's the problem with Brown again. Like he's complaining about not getting catches, and that's the case every year. And guess what? The Eagles turn around and they win, or they go to the Super Bowl, or they win the Super Bowl like they did last year. So I got the Eagles over the Giants. Buccaneers, who are surprisingly good, over the Saints. And I got the Cowboys going into Denver and hopefully winning that game against Denver. The Colts, who look great this year, over the Titans, who are 1-6. Terrible. The 4-2 Steelers, I got them winning against the Packers. Of course, in Pittsburgh, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to show Green Bay and Matt I want to say Matt Eberflus, but show the coach Matt LaFleur why he's still the man. So the Chiefs, again, another team that people say, oh, watch the Chiefs. I feel worried about the Chiefs. No, the Chiefs are going to chief, and they're going to chief over the Commanders. So the former Redskins going to lose to the current red team, or the Redskins. Chiefs. Chiefs over the Commanders. Monday Night Football. So that is this episode of Play-by-Play. Basketball season is here, so I'll do more play-by-play for the Celtics and other teams, but Celtics are my team, of course, and the Cowboys for football, NFL. So I don't do college play-by-play because it's a different thing. I just watch college football just to enjoy the hype. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube, and make sure you download the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you find your podcasts. And we'll see you next time on Play by Play.